Welcome to Truth, Money, and Freedom. Today is October 5th, 2019. A lot of stories, gang. First off, new headset. Hopefully this will help with my issues, and I am wireless again with my headset, which is nice. Nuclear talks between North Korea and U.S. collapse after months of negotiations. I expected that. That's more fluff going into a collapse. We're going to get all kinds of politically destabilizing news. Your attention must be distracted, right? But let's go into some financial stuff. This is what a recession looks like. This page here is covering the layoffs and the store closings, which, by the way, are at the same level that we saw in 2009 for 2019, exactly 10 years later. The worst year of the Great Recession was 2009 for store closings and layoffs. And I think we're going to top it this year. This year's not even over yet. Next story, New York Fed announces extension of overnight repos until November 4th. Well, big surprise there. They said they were going to end it October 10th, 10/10. But now it's November 4th, 11/4. We'll offer 8 more term repos, which means they're going to be accepting more assets in exchange for cash. McLeod, the last this happened was 1929 through 32. And he's talking about an inflationary depression. Salesforce CEO, I strongly believe that capitalism as we know it is dead. That is absolutely correct. We haven't had capitalism in the United States since the 1800s. This is crony capitalism, baby. This is corporatism. This is fascism. So enjoy. That's what we do in America, apparently. Saxo, weakening the dollar is the global economy's last best hope. Now, this is a false statement, but I understand the sentiment. Weakening the dollar is the global economy last best hope to kick the can down the road. Guys, this one's important here, and I want to focus on it for just a second before I go on, because I've got lots of commentary, as I always do. But that's what they're talking about here, is kicking the can down the road. They're going to try and keep doing it, and they're going to have to devalue the dollar to do it. What does that mean for you and me here in the United States? Inflation, and lots of it. The escalating Japan-South Korea trade war. Are your investments at risk? You see, I didn't even know about this until today. I had no clue that was even going on. But apparently there's some kind of trade war going on between Japan and South Korea. Okay, well, hopefully they keep it as a trade war and don't let it go to a currency war the way China and the United States did. Newman's dreams of Fifth Avenue Palace crash and burn as WeWork starts mass layoffs. Well, who didn't see that one coming? And it looks like that IPO may never actually happen. Softbank's Vision Fund 2 likely shelved after WeWork blow up. Well, once again, WeWork is not working. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Roller coaster weekends with buying panic as world sinks into recession. Well, the R word is being rolled out here, gang. So it always starts with a recession, doesn't it? September Class 8 heavy-duty truck orders collapse 71%. This is the kind of stuff you expect. This is on the PMI side, the manufacturing side. This is a signpost telling you that things could get ugly in the near future. And I have more stories here. Sweden delivers neutral fiscal policy as recession fears grow. Now, Sweden hasn't admitted they're in a recession, but they all but did by saying the fears are growing to the point where they're doing neutral fiscal policies. Well, that's what you do to stave off a recession if you can. But the thing is once again, it's a globally managed, centralized system. Sweden is no different from the U.S. in that regard. Okay. Bank crisis hits India. Banks stop functioning. People crying outside bank branches. No one saw this coming. Was anyone in the media talking about India losing a bank? A big one. In fact, it had, I read the story here, there we go, 900,000 depositors. Yep, they have been informed that capital controls are being placed on their accounts for 6 months, gang. It's like Greece and Cyprus all over again. And then the last thing, I just wanted to point out a story here that Sean's doing on his channel, Sean at SGT Report. And I would very much like you guys, if you have the time, it's 35 minutes long, but he's exposing some more of the pedophilia stuff with MI5 and MI6 and with the royal family. And also, this is a bombshell video. He says bombshell because a classified document has been leaked, and it's shared by Sean and this Mark Anthony Taylor, that proves that the Obama administration did in fact have MI5 and MI6 spying on Trump. So that is pretty big news, actually. We'll see where that goes. But once again, should we pay a lot of attention to it? Probably not. The big thing going on here right now is the economy, but what's more important is our children. So we need to keep on this Pizzagate stuff. This is important. We need to protect our kids from these monsters. Okay, now for commentary. Guys, there's a lot of stories here. And I guess what I mainly want to say is the news is coming in fast and furious, and it's all pretty negative. It doesn't matter, though. The stock market will presumably still go higher on this negative news, as it looks like the new QE or the new bailouts are going directly to the stock market, probably bonds, and maybe other things too. I mean, the banks are getting money. So why am I talking about this yet again? And that's because I need to put on my serious face here and let you know I am not a financial advisor first. I'm not a financial consultant. I don't do that for a living. But I do want to say again that I highly recommend that everyone actually start protecting yourself. It's time to start thinking a little bit differently than maybe you have in the past. If some of you have been on the fence with getting precious metals, or on the fence with getting cryptos, on the fence with getting storable food, or on the fence with buying a defensive weapon and, of course, ammunition to go with that weapon, you may want to consider start taking a little bit of action now. And I am not saying to sell the farm and to put it all into silver. That is not me. I am not that guy. I'm not that guy to say sell it all and put it into food. I'm not a guy to say sell it all, period. But I do want to impress upon you guys that things are looking like, feeling like 2008 right now. I'm not joking. I was paying attention, and I knew what was going on in 2008, and I'll be the first one to admit I thought 2008 would be the collapse. I was wrong. I was wrong because I did not see the bank bailout coming. I just didn't see that happening in America. I should have known better, but it is a fact. We did get bailed out. The banks did get bailed out. We pay the bill. And I'm not talking about QE1. I'm talking about everything but QE1. So the Federal Reserve allowed these toxic assets to go on their balance sheet in exchange for cash as well. So the banks got bailed out for their bad bets because they were seen as too big to fail. Okay, with that being said, I think this time around it's going to be different, and it's probably going to be worse. I'll give you an example. My wife works for a very large retailer. I'm not going to say the name of the retailing agency or the retailing outfit, but it's well known from coast to coast. It is not regional. It's all over the country. So it's not like Fry Electronics. When you say Fry Electronics down here where I live in Southwest Missouri, no one knows what you're talking about because it was a regionalized, retail establishment. That is not true with where my wife works, and she's worked there for 22 years. And for the last 2 weeks, they have not been getting in any trucks. That's highly unusual, especially for this time of year. They normally get 4 trucks a week. The trucks have been canceled. They've been delayed. And as my wife is reporting to me, they're developing empty floor space in the store. That has not happened before. She's been there 22 years. It did not even happen in 2008 or 2009, 2010, or 2011. So something's different. Something's changed. I don't know. I mean, they may be getting their shipments coming in, sometime in the very near future. We just don't know. But we do know that a lot of trucks have been delayed or canceled or what have you. So something has changed, and it's forcing me to think. There's a lot of YouTube videos right now that are saying this is the month. October is when large, very large chunks of feces are going to be slamming into the rotating oscillator. I am not the guy to tell you that. That is not me. That is not who I am. I don't know when it's going to happen. And I thought 2008 was it. And I even thought 2015 was it when they ended QE3. And I was wrong on both counts. So I'm not going to give dates or times or anything else like that because I'll be wrong, just like everyone else is wrong. But I'm just going to say I'm hoping that you're preparing a little bit. If you're on the fence with getting your preps done, and once again, I'm not a consultant for anything, for food, for ammunition, for firearms, for precious metals, or for crypto. It's not what I do. I'm just letting you guys know that I think these are literally the undervalued assets today. So that's most likely where bond money is going to fly to when things start getting bad. So right now the prices are depressed on precious metals, to be sure. It's up in the air whether or not they're depressed on crypto. Everything's manipulated though. So please consider my words on this, and consider actually, if you haven't done anything yet, please consider doing something in the near future. Please consider actually dollar cost averaging if you need to. I mean, if you say, hey, TC, that's all fine and dandy. You've been, prepping for a while. Yes, I have. And if those of you who are not aware and are waking up, or those of you who are starting to look at these things and go, something's wrong, what should I do? Dollar cost average your way in. You don't have to spend it all at once. Just get a little bit at a time. Storable food. I've told you guys, Patriot Pantry is who I went through. That's where all my storable food came from. I love those guys. The food is good. And my wife and I have tested this stuff. We like it. There's only a couple of the meals that we don't like, but out of the dozens that we've tried, that's pretty good, in my opinion. And if you want more info on that, I'll be happy to share that with you. But I'm done getting my storable food because, the deals that I was getting, 5 years ago, you can't get today. And it's 25-year shelf life stuff. So, it costs more now than it did when I did it, is what I'm saying. But at any rate, I just want to drop that again with you guys and let you guys think about this a little bit. And I don't know if this is the month. I don't know. My gut's telling me something's percolating though, because it feels like it did in maybe July of 2008 for me personally. In July, August, September, October, the real feces started hitting the fan in September of 2008. But I just don't know. There's rumors flying around the stock market is going to crash this month. I don't know. There's rumors going around gold and silver are going to fly up this month. I don't know. There's rumors going around that crypto may start flying up this month. Once again, I don't know. But I do know that all the lying being done by the mainstream media is real. These are real lies, guys. These are real fibs by our president, by Congress, by the media, by the central bank, by Congress. I mean, you name it. Everyone's trying to put a smiley face on this. I am not going to do that to you guys. This is not a happy situation. This is not a good situation. Please, please look into some of these things. And just, do what you think is best for your family. If you guys have families, if you don't have families, it's a little bit easier, a little bit cheaper maybe. But I'm not saying it's coming this month. I am not. I'm saying I don't know. I just don't know. But if you start rooting around YouTube, you'll find a lot of people saying that the crap is going to start hitting the fan this month. But that doesn't mean martial law. Oh, by the way, Iraq is under martial law. I don't have that story prepared, but that's a big one. They went under martial law apparently 4 days ago. Who saw that coming? I mean, there was nothing in the media leading up to that. And they're playing it off as a Sunni Shia deal, but it's Sunni and Shia against the government, is what it looks like. So a lot of people have had it with their government. They're fed up with their government for many reasons. We should be fed up here in the United States as well. The English should be fed up with their government. But we keep taking it. We keep taking it. And man, let's face it, man, the government doesn't even bring a jar of Vaseline. At some point we're going to have to stop taking it. But for now, it's time to think about your families and what you guys can do to prepare to be better off if things start getting worse this year, before the year is out. Let's just say that, before the year is out. So, all right, that's all I had for you guys right now. Sorry about all the gloom and doom stuff. It doesn't affect me, though. I'm a happy guy. I'm generally a pretty happy guy. I believe in Jesus Christ. He is my Lord and Savior, and that helps me every day. Okay, gang, you guys all have a wonderful day. May God bless you all.